Gonna respring this little guy today. It's got some use. I want to kind of go over a few of the tools you need. First, we need this A-bar spring alignment tool. There's multiple versions of this. You're gonna need an A-bar alignment tool. There's a screwdriver, Allen key, a file, and probably some sandpaper. We're gonna take a look at the machine and see where the spring broke exactly. Looks like it broke right on the edge. If it broke right under the washer, it would probably mean there's a burr there, so I would go ahead and change that out. But let's get this thing taken apart. Oh, a little greasy. Too bad, nice seat on that guy. We can see that the brake is right in the middle, which is right in the right spot. Let's see if we can get this guy off. Just make sure you use the right size screwdriver. See, that guy's a little small, this one's a little wider. Kind of totally fills the slot. Allows you to get enough torque on it without stripping it. We got some spring stock here. We got our old spring. If it was broken in half, I would tape it together so I could use that as a template. But generally, I'll just take the spring, make a couple marks with a Sharpie, get my holes lined up, line this up, go upside down like this, and angle the light just right to see where that hole is. Looks like we got it. Turn it away so you can poke yourself in the eye. Perfect. Now if you spend enough money on stuff, you can get this sweet spring cutting repeater from Kevin Riley. Allows you to cut a whole bunch of springs that are all exactly the same. I'm just trimming that down. I'm gonna nip the corners just so I don't cut anybody. Pull more off the front there. Now sometimes you like leaving a little lip on it. It just kind of depends what kind of setup we're going for. This one's kind of a strong liner. Spring's cut. We do need to deburr it. One easy way to do this if you don't have any tools or bend, we just kind of take long strokes against the teeth just to smooth that guy out and shape it a little bit. Doesn't take much. You can see we're almost done already. So yeah, there we go. Got it smoothed out. Now if you want to get really crazy, we can do some sandpaper and do the same thing where you kind of rub it the same way here. That gives it even a nicer edge. I want to try and make sure not to heat it up too much. So now we got our spring ready to go. Only took a second there. Usually the punch will leave a slight burr on the bottom. I'll usually hit that a little bit with some sandpaper, try and deburr it a little bit. And as we can see here, usually hit that lightly, just make sure there's no burrs or anything on the shelf as well. Wipe it off. Apply a little dab of Renaissance wax. This will just help it keep from rusting. It dries instantly. Usually do the same thing to the spring, just for a little added moisture protection. We got that screw in there. Most of my machines come with a replacement spring. It's super easy just to swap it out. Get lined up, tightened appropriately. We're gonna go ahead and remove that. And the final step is removing the front binder. We want to take this off so we can bend the rear spring. I just like to give it a little tweak that way. Not too far, we don't want to separate it back there. Just make sure we have enough tension on it. Now turning it puts the bend in the wrong spot and you end up with a bend under the washer, which can make your spring break a little quicker. So I just like to bend it in place. And this generally only takes about a couple minutes to do, so you shouldn't be scared to do it. We're back in action there. Machine still needs a couple other things cleaned up for the tune-up, but ready to go. Machines are in for a tune-up as well. I like to always make sure to check that the binders are tight. Like that one's loose. That would cause a little excess amperage and probably heat. Maybe connection issues. Front binder is nice and tight. And for good measure, I like to also check the coils and make sure they're still nice and snug without rotating them.